Thank you. Well, as adults, everybody's got questions, of course, how to earn money, how to spend it, how to save it.
Yeah, and now some schools think it's time to start that conversation a lot earlier. NBC's Savannah Sellers is here with more on that. It's a growing trend.
It is, absolutely. And in just the last few months, states like New Jersey and Arizona have passed laws requiring schools to teach financial literacy, joining more than 20 other states that have done the same. It's a trend that's quickly growing, as you mentioned, and educators and lawmakers alike say the time to prepare students for the real world is now.
This money thing is what ties us all together.
In Alex Todd's classroom, money matters.
We've talked about renting or buying.
These students are learning more than your typical English or science lessons. They're learning how to prepare for life. When I was in high school, there's algebra, physics, social studies, but financial literacy was nowhere among those courses.
It's an essential skill. To pat them on the back at graduation and shake their hand and say, congratulations, but good luck figuring out the money thing. It's never worked. Big picture, little picture.
So Alex figured out a way to make it work. More than 2 decades ago, he began teaching students at Elizabethtown High School in Kentucky how to save, budget, and invest their money. Skills new numbers suggest are needed. 4 in 10 adults in the U.S. do not have the savings to cover a $400 emergency, and 8 in 10 adults live paycheck to paycheck. Alex says the time to change those numbers is now, while teens are still in high school.
They're thinking about money. Hey, yeah, I'm going to have to be on my own one day, and I'm going to have to learn this stuff.
The waitlist proves it. Students like Miles Fields had to wait a year to get into the class. How does this class sort of stack up in there for you? Is this one you're looking forward to in the day?
Yes, ma'am. I know I have to apply other classes for an education, of course, but financial literacy really helps me plan for my future in the long run.
So, like, is it maybe your favorite class?
Yes, ma'am, it is, of course.
Miles says the class taught him how to put aside savings from his part-time job. And he's even started investing in mutual funds.
It just opens, like, new ideas in my mind about money, period, on how just putting a little bit of money there can give me thousands of dollars in the next 5 years.
Last year, Alex helped Kentucky pass legislation requiring all high schoolers to take a financial literacy class to graduate, joining a growing list of states across the country with similar laws. What do you hope happens across the country with financial literacy?
Every adult is going to have to manage money and know how to manage money. Why not teach every kid?
When we're looking at our portfolio, Doha.
That means kids as young as 10 and 11 years old, like these 5th graders with stock portfolios in Florence Falacco's classroom.
So what happens when you guys see a stock that's really low? What do you think? It's a buying opportunity.
Florence, a former hedge fund manager turned teacher, has been educating kids in Maryland about the power of the dollar for more than 16 years.
What do you think about people who might say that this is too young of an age to talk about money?
People are afraid to talk with their children about money, but if we don't start financial education at a very young age, we're building for future generations where they are taking on too much student loan debt. They're buying homes they can't afford.
So you're making a lot of money.
These 5th graders prove age really is just a number. They're diversifying their portfolios, learning how to earn a salary, paying classroom rent, and saving toward their goals.
They are really learning what is an explicit real-world skill.
It's one that everybody needs. And some people learn it the hard way, some people never learn, but these children are learning it at a young age.
You buy what and sell what.
Florence says many of her students share what they learn in the classroom at home with their parents.
I want them to continue the conversations, I want them to continue thinking about it, and I want them eventually to be financially literate adults.
One of the coolest things that I heard that day was from that first teacher right after. He actually said to me that what is amazing for him as a teacher to see is that for the first time, a lot of the students in his classroom have hope because they understand that they can have a different financial situation than maybe their parents or other
It
families.
seems so obvious that that would be in the same curriculum as reading and writing. I don't see a downside to even youngsters having an idea about finances.
I know, absolutely.
But a lot of parents don't really want to think about finances either. I don't know. I think some of us might.
Like I have a 10-year-old who washes my car, gets $10, right?
Yeah.
And I say, how much? Oh, I got $10. I go, do you really have $10? Yeah. I go, $3 goes in taxes. You've got $5 you're gonna save.
It seems super fun.
You have $2. It works for 10, but you only have 2.
And then you charge them a service. It's one of those things where in my house growing up, we didn't really talk about money that way. So later in life, you kind of had to discover things on your own.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people that don't want to talk about money and stuff. It's anxiety producing.
Especially when you don't have a lot of it.